National Executive today held a special executive meeting which also brought in chairpersons and secretaries of provinces from all over the country to deliberate on the developments within the party and the nation. The executive noted the continued deterioration in the country as epitomized by the continued economic decline, whose major highlights remain the government's failure to pay civil servants, the liquidity crunch that we are experiencing, as well as the general lack of direction from the government and the Ministry of Finance in particular. We note the failure of ZANU-PF to create the 2.2 million jobs that it promised to the people of Zimbabwe. A government is measured by what it delivers on the ground, and we shall continue to ask the government to deliver on its promises. A government should save Zimbabweans and not ZANU-PF supporters. We hope the government will deliver, because we stand here at a time where the much vaunted Zim asset has completely failed. The executive is further alarmed by the levels of corruption in this country, which is being driven mostly by people in government. This corruption, fueled by police discord, has worsened the crisis. The effects of stealing elections are now taking a toll on ZANU-PF. They surely rigged 2013 elections, but they cannot rig the economy. Neither can they rig our minds not to see their future, which is pasted all over the place. We retaliate our call for Robert Mugabe to leave office, as he has become tired, clueless, and old, and can only sleep in meetings instead of steering the ship forward. We are more than convinced that no matter what, a 92-year-old can never be a face of a nation. He cannot bring anything new, and his place can only be in an old people's home. There is no investment that will come to this country as long as Mugabe remains in charge. And for the benefit of many of us who still want to work, we want and demand Mugabe and his regime to go. We dismiss with the contempt it deserves the cheap politicking by ZANU-PF Youth League and one Xavier Kasukwere to abuse state land around towns by dishing it out to ZANU-PF youth. We note that the abuse of state resources continued, especially under the ambitions of Kasukwere, who plundered money in the youth ministry and is now taking his insatiable appetite to the land grab. This land belongs to all of us. We surely will one day make these people account. Forewarned is forearmed. We hope you will not fault as when we will make them to account in the. We hope you will not fault as you will not fault us when we will make you account to these happenings. The executive noted that it remains our generational mandate and the responsibility to push for realization of democracy in our lifetime. We take pride in the fact that genuine war veterans took to the bush to fight a colonial and insensitive Smith regime in their youth. Conscious of the role those genuine war veterans, we are conscious of our responsibility as young people, and we will not fail the people of Zimbabwe. In this regard, and to complement all the other campaigns taking place, executive resolved to launch our #MyZimbabwe campaign, a campaign that speaks to our love and patriotism to this country. We have been left with no choice but to start a campaign whose mission is to liberate our Zimbabwe from a clueless and greedy clique that only thinks about itself and nothing else. We urge all citizens to embrace the month of heroes, the month of August, as a month of action, to liberate ourselves from Robert Mugabe. This country will remain ungovernable as long as Robert Mugabe and ZANU-PF does not heed the call. We have noted with concern the continued abuse of the police force and the judiciary by a desperate regime. We urge all patriotic members of security forces and the judiciary to listen to their concerns and desist from being abused. We urge those members to think for a second about their children who are failing to go to school, about their brothers who are failing to make ends meet, and their mothers in the rural areas who are failing to get a decent meal before they are unleashed on innocent Zimbabweans. The security forces have not spared by the economic challenges we face. We go to the same bank queues, to the same dilapidated clinics, to the same combis, yet a few are eating and enjoying on our behalf. Enough is enough. Come join in the mass. This revolution will require the assistance of everyone to succeed, and you get deployed this August to fight the people. We urge you to put down your arms and join the ordinary people as we push for the final onslaught of the regime. The executive retaliated that its commitment to prosecute the people's prosecute the people's struggle for freedom, democracy, and food on our tables to its bitter end, and in this regard confirms that we are with the rest of Zimbabweans and congratulates the people of Zimbabwe in their resolve to take Mugabe head on, as witnessed by the shutdown that took place. We stand in solidarity with the Pastor Ivan Mawarire and this flag campaign. It is our belief that the struggle to remove an entrenched dictatorship as Robert Mugabe requires all forces to fight from different angles. In the same vein, the Youth Assembly took the opportunity to retaliate its commitment in working with all youth from different political parties and civil society under the banner of Sesigikile Tajamuka campaign. This assembly is happy with the way the campaign has taken shape and is committed to soldier on. The August 31 deadline given to Robert Mugabe continues to motivate us to do more to liberate this country. The executive also took note of the developments happening within the War Veterans Board and wished to applaud our war veterans for finally realizing that Robert Mugabe is only interested in perpetuating his power and nothing else. We applaud genuine war veterans for standing up to the failures of Mugabe in his attempt to create Mugabe dynasty in this country. We have always appreciated the growth the genuine war veterans played in liberating this country, and that rich history can never wished away. We call for the respect of war veterans who, together with the masses of Zimbabwe, toiled the liberation of this beautiful country. The MDC government will surely have a role of a genuine war veterans whose love for this country remains undisputed. The executive expressed satisfaction with the unity and cohesion in the party. The party remains the most stable political movement in the country, and we are proud to be associated with the party that continues to grow from strength to strength. Lastly, the executive lauded the decision by His Excellency the President Morgan Tsvangirai in appointing two more deputies to help run the party. We elated that the President has shown great wisdom by appointing former Youth Assembly Chairperson Hon Advocate Nelson Chamisa and Hon Elias Mudzuri to the positions of Vice Presidents. We are aware as an assembly that the appointments were as a result of the congressional powers of the President given to him by the 4th Congress, as well as the directive of the National Council, which is the highest decision-making body between Congresses. As the Youth Assembly, we are more happy with the appointment of Leader Nelson Chamisa, who remains a product of the Youth Assembly. We are happy that the Youth Assembly remains a convener built into producing leadership. And we are proud that President Tsvangirai recognized the role and capacities of the Youth Assembly for the party. We are more than convinced that Hon Chamisa represents the youth. We are more than convinced that the maturity and experience in Hon Mudzuri will steady the ship and take this country forward. His vast knowledge on matters of the state and business, as well as the experience in handling internal cohesion and unity, will go a long way in ensuring that President Tsvangirai takes over the leadership of this country in 2018. However, we note that there are two men who have decided to sue the party. While it remains their democratic right to do so, we are more than convinced that there is a third hand behind them. It is clear that once a person takes to court internal party issues, they would have expelled themselves from the party, no matter which organ they belong to. What is worrying is the capacity to sue the president and the party. These two men, one of them a petty thief and a celebrated beggar, cannot afford to pay costs associated with this lawsuit, let alone comprehend a legal argument. We therefore urge comrades within the party, we have decided to be clear and we have decided to hide under the banner of no comment, to immediately come out clean, whether they subscribe to the majority views or not. In the wake of shenanigans by little known men within the party, we have decided to sue the party. It is the best interest of everyone to know exactly what our leaders think, so that we avoid the risk of them being wrongly accused of citing or sponsoring the said litigation against President and the party. In the same manner, we are calling upon leaders in the party to come out clean with regards to the latest developments. It is now or never. The President will believe. It is now and forever. The President will believe. Thank you.
You have all heard from the horse mouth, ladies and gentlemen. This is the position of the National Youth Assembly of the Movement for Democratic Change in relation to both national and international issues. And from the members of the media, we will also give you an opportunity to have reactions, if any. And what I can assure you is that we will be able to respond to the best of our abilities to issues as raised, and mainly emanating from the statement of our chairperson, my Secretary General, the chairperson, myself, or any other member of the management will be ready and able to respond to any issues, because what I want to make clear is that the statement is not the chairperson's statement, but it's the statement of the MDCT Youth Assembly. So it's not his, it's ours, and we own it 100%, all of us. So we'll be able to respond 100%, all of us. So members of the media, maybe if there are any reactions that you would want, we will give you this opportunity, maybe in rounds of maybe clear short questions, so that the response is able to actually answer to your question. So the floor is yours, our colleagues from the media fraternity.
I think I will respond to the first one, then my SG will respond to the My Zimbabwe campaign. That question about leaders in the party to come out clean. It's just normal that when things are happening, we expect all leaders just to say something around those issues. So there's nothing wrong about coming up clean. Even in this executive today, each and every province is going to issue statements telling the nation that we are with each other in the decision that have been taken by the party. Just that.
Thank you very much. The My Zimbabwe, the hashtag My Zimbabwe campaign is a campaign that speaks to our love for Zimbabwe and our intention to reclaim Zimbabwe from a greedy clique that is failing to make ends meet for everyone. So we are saying this Zimbabwe belongs to me as an individual. This Zimbabwe belongs to everyone who resides in Zimbabwe by virtue of being Zimbabwean. So it's time that we reclaim Zimbabwe to its rightful owners. So our campaign is centered around ensuring that the government of the day, which has failed dismally to look after the citizens of Zimbabwe, should go. And we've said that in August, this is the month where we commemorate our heroes. This is a month that reminds us of the rich history that we have gone through as a country, where people took arms to liberate this country from a colonial regime. And in like manner, we are using the month of August to launch an onslaught on the regime of Robert Mugabe, so that we ensure that the people of Zimbabwe at the end of the day realize their democracy, realize freedom, realize equality. So we are not going to be telling you what we are going to do. That's for us to know. But we are definite for sure that this campaign will see that Zimbabwe will realize the liberation of Zimbabwe, will realize that the people of Zimbabwe still have the power to take that which rightfully belongs to them.
In fact, the response is simply that from the SG's point of view, a government has a social contract with us. The country is not theirs, but it's ours, and we give them a mandate to run affairs on our behalf, not to do what they want. So what we are simply saying is, as an MDC Youth Assembly, we are going to remind Robert Mugabe again what he has been reminded by other people, and do it more emphatically, to just tell him that you are not doing things that we want and we are not happy. That is basically the issue. Simply saying the government has a social contract with its citizens, and Zimbabwe is not theirs, but it's ours. Any other round of arisings from the members? Yes, sir.
I need some clarity on the issue of the 31st of August deadline that you have given to President Mugabe. In the event that he does not meet your demands on that day, what is it that you're going to do as the MDC to
The campaign that we are going into are very clear that by 31 August, Robert Mugabe will be done and dealt away. So we are not leaving room for anything else outside that. By 31 of August, this country will no longer be under the leadership of Robert Mugabe. But if he attempts like he's done before, like I said before, we have everything in store, we have prepared everything to make sure that this country becomes liberated in our lifetime.
In fact, we will do all we can as a democratic party, social democratic party, to make sure that the country is back to its people. And we don't know what we can do, but all we know is we will make sure that we will do all that we are able to do. And make sure that by 31, the message is clear that he is not wanted and he must go and he should be gone. So it depends. Maybe we'll just tell him and he walks away. That's fine. It's a possibility. But all I can assure you is that we are ready. Our generational mandate is very clear. We have a story to tell. We have a history to explain to the generation to come what we did. And this is our time, and we are ready for it. Is there any other arising? I believe you have heard the MDCT Youth Assembly, but members of the media, you are free to approach any one of the leadership if there are any further clarifications that you may need, as well as to tell you that all the members here present are members of the national leadership, and their province is also around, and they are ready to also tell. Yes.
I understand there are messages of violence that are being circulated within WhatsApp groups. What is your take in terms of violent threats against members?
Violence from where to who?
There are threats that have been circulating, and I'm sure you've seen them in your groups. Where there's one message that is Operation Battle Mode, something like that.
Okay. Thank you. In MDC, we are like in this youth assembly, we have oneness, and we are one. And in the party, it's the only stable political party. So any message of that nature is not coming from the MDCT. It's those are security apparatus who are trying to destabilize the party. And we know that anyone who writes a message about violence, in MDC we are not a violent political party. So there's nothing like violence, and we respect our leaders. All these people here today, they are loyal to their leaders that they elected. So it's not from us. And the youth here, the leaders are here today. They have not been beaten. So that means it's not us, it's the ZANU-PF machine guns.
In fact, Blessing, the clear response to that is that any other time that you hear there was violence from any part of the society, it's not from the MDCT Youth Assembly. We are not for that, and our history is very clean on that. We are not a violent party. We are a social democratic party, and we follow our president, Morgan Richard Tsvangirai, who is not a violent man. And that's our motto. So we hear violence, we hear threats of violence. It's not us, it's somebody else. Maybe you would know who, but definitely it may not be any one of these people that you see here or anywhere else, as long as they are an MDC member.
ZANU-PF have threatened to take action against any pressure group or opposition party that demonstrates or protests against the current situation. So what is the Youth Assembly going to do about it if they say you demonstrate during one of your campaigns and you are approached? What is going to be your reaction to that?
Okay, it's not new that ZANU-PF have been crashing protests. It's only that the uniforms of police officers are now short of, that they want to come without uniforms. So all those people that we have been meeting in the streets during protests, they are ZANU-PF youth wearing police uniforms. So even if they come wearing or not wearing, they will get the response that they have been getting during the time we've been protesting.
In fact, to answer you clearly, madam, we will not stop our generational mandate because of the ZANU-PF threat, because it has always been there, and we are not afraid of them. Actually, they are a minority in Zimbabwe, and we believe we are the majority, and we believe that goodness will always prevail over evil, and we are good and we are going to prevail.